Sony hosted a PS5 themed showcase event, and with it came a bunch of news, updates, and some pretty big surprises. It's me, Jake Baldino, and we're gonna highlight the coolest stuff. We got 10 or so things, so let's get started off with number 10. First thing you gotta know is that Uncharted 4 is officially coming to PlayStation 5 and, plot twist, PC. Along with that news, the other thing that's coming to PS5 and PC is the underrated spin-off one, Lost Legacy. Details are pretty slight. All we got was a pretty quick trailer. It's hard from the trailer and from the stream to really get a glimpse of how improved the graphics are, but if there's one game I've been wanting to see running on a high-end PC, it's definitely Uncharted 4. We don't have a date, but considering this has been leaked and kind of rumored for quite some time now, I'm hoping to see it fairly soon. PlayStation has been on kind of a roll with bringing a lot of their games over to PC, and it's about time with Uncharted, if you ask us, and now we're just excited to see what else is gonna come over. Next, over at number 9, this leaked a few days ago, but now officially we got a trailer, Alan Wake Remastered. The original game, remastered, looking nicer, looking cleaner, and for the first time on PlayStation consoles. It's coming October 5th. So if you never experienced the Remedy classic, it was pretty much their big follow-up after the Max Payne games. It was pretty sweet, and honestly, it releasing in October, it's perfect to play for that spooky season. The developers also confirmed to some reporters that the product placement that the game originally featured with like Verizon and Duracell and stuff, that's not going to be in the game here. So if that type of stuff bothered you, now during this replay, you're not gonna have to experience that. Remedy's weird too. I wonder if they're gonna sprinkle in any other surprises. Well, and thankfully we don't have to wait too much longer to find out. Now next, over at number 8, we got a big lengthy trailer for Gran Turismo 7 and a release date, March 4th, 2022. The trailer showcased a lot. Some gameplay, some first-person cockpit view, tons of setting changes, really impressive graphics, different types of races, different classes of cars, a pretty intense level of customization to these cars visually, a really nice flashy photo mode, and just what you'd expect, some really crazy, expensive, over-the-top Gran Turismo stuff. No confirmation yet of whether or not they're including my favorite car in the world, the original DeLorean. They included it in GT6, so please guys, include it here. We know it's not the fastest car in the world, but still. Anyway, I digress. Let's move on over to number 7. Tiny Tina's Wonderland's got a big official gameplay reveal, and it's very much more Borderlands, but in a really cool fantasy setting. It seems like they're kind of going overboard with the old Tiny Tina DLC that kind of played with this type of stuff and going all in with character builds, weapon types, and enemies, and a setting, all very much with a cool, unique fantasy style that seems like a breath of fresh air for Borderlands. This type of aesthetic and this type of humor, you either absolutely love it or you hate it. Personally, I just like the gameplay, and it seems like what we got here is promising. Even before this gameplay reveal, the developers did allude to a lot of things feeling different. From this gameplay trailer, it just looks like straight up more shooting, but we're probably going to be hearing a lot more information about this one soon. Thankfully, we do have a release date. It's March 25th, 2022. Now, over at number 6, we have Forspoken gameplay. Now, this has popped up here and there. This originally was revealed with the working title Project Athia or Project Athia, and now we got the game in all of its glory with a ton of gameplay, world exploration, combat, cutscenes, and some details. The people making the soundtrack are behind God of War and BioShock. The story is being written by a lot of heavyweights, and the game worlds are going to feature both this Athia and New York City. It looks pretty damn stunning, honestly. Looking at this, you go, wow, okay, maybe the next generation is truly here. The worlds look cool, the lighting looks impressive, the action looks intense. We're not gonna like overhype ourselves up or anything, but we're definitely gonna keep our eyes on it. Because over at number 5, if we're talking about just crazy next-gen looking gameplay, we have Project Eve. Now, we've known about this game, but this is a really impressive gameplay deep dive. We got to see lots of different scenarios, cutscenes, all types of boss battles. This single gameplay trailer showed off so many different enemy types. It's insane. We got to see really impressive movement and combat and dodging. We saw different character outfits. We saw different weapons. And this is another one that looks pretty next-gen-y and looks pretty ambitious, and we're going to keep an eye on it. Next, over at number 4, a project that has been leaked and rumored in the past, but the big reveal was still very surprising. It's the Knights of the Old Republic remake. It's official. All the reveal gave us was a look at Revan himself, and we know that Aspyr is working on it. Aspyr, for those of you that don't know, have worked on many remasters and re-releases of Star Wars games, most recently with Republic Commando, and this seemingly is going to be a PlayStation exclusive, which is pretty unexpected. In the post-show interview, one of the developers from Aspyr did say that this is a complete remake from the ground up, with the focus on telling the exact same story with all the emotion and all the weight and all the cool Star Wars-ness behind it. It's a legendary game. It's a legendary RPG. Both of the original KOTOR games really are. But I will say, as somebody who really loved them, it's going to take a lot to impress me. I'm very picky, and I'm sure a lot of other people are. So this is no small feat. We wish them luck, and we're really looking forward to eventually playing this one. Now down to number 3, wow, this is totally out of left field. Insomniac is making a Wolverine game. All we got was a very slight tease, a setup of Wolverine in a bar, the claws come out, that's it. That's all they really wanted us to know. We did get to see some blood. I don't know if this game is really going to go gory enough to where Wolverine is cutting people's heads off. I don't want to be a downer, I'm just being a realist with the state of Disney and Marvel. But you never know, we got that glimpse of blood, and regardless, this just seems like a nice tease at a good, genuine Wolverine. The beefy shoulders, the scuzzy bar, the flannel shirt, that's what I'm looking for. And again, it's early, we don't know anything about this. I think all we know is that Insomniac is absolutely massive for PlayStation. The amount of things they're working on is insane, because moving on over to number 2, they're making another Spider-Man. Yes, it's officially titled Spider-Man 2, and it's following up Miles Morales. We got to see both Peter Parker and Miles Morales in action together. And what this really essentially was just a pre-rendered cutscene, kind of tease, setting the tone and just announcing the game. We didn't get a look at gameplay or anything like that, but from the voiceover, for me, it sounded like Kraven the Hunter doing a voiceover. And it ended with, of course, a big tease of Venom himself. Now, we knew Venom was coming because the previous games did tease it a little bit at the end, and we got a brief glimpse of him, and he looked great. It'll be cool to see just OG, good old-fashioned Venom. I mean, well, kind of, considering Harry Osborn is involved, but still. Are we going to get awesome Spider-Man co-op, Miles and Peter swapping action we've really dreamed of? Hopefully. Either way, if it can tell a Spider-Man story as good as the original Spider-Man and Miles Morales did, we're in. Now down to number 1, the show ended with a bang, with a big old look at God of War Ragnarok. That is officially the title, 100%, and we got a bunch of gameplay. And straight up, and I don't mean this in a bad way, it looks like more God of War. All the characters are returning. They teased a bit more of Thor being played by a Sons of Anarchy actor. We got to see familiar areas frozen over. We got to see new places, seemingly villages with NPC civilians. We got to see dog mushing as a new means of traversal. We got to see a bunch of combat, which is pretty familiar, but with a bunch of new moves. And it generally seems like the tale is continuing exactly how you would expect. Kratos can seemingly grapple now, which looks pretty damn awesome. And generally, it just looks like a bigger and better God of War game, which is exactly what we were hoping for. Eric Williams is directing this one. The fan favorite Cory Barlog is working on other stuff with Santa Monica. And honestly, it looks like the relationship and the adventure between Kratos and his son Atreus is just going to get even spicier, and we can't wait. Those are the big things, of course. Those are 10 things that we were really excited about, but we got 2 bonus things worth mentioning. We got a new Guardians of the Galaxy trailer, and it still looks pretty interesting. We're a little skeptical, but it's nice to see ship combat confirmed here. And also, it's worth mentioning that the next-gen version, the PS5 version of Grand Theft Auto 5, has been bumped. It's not coming out this fall. It's now releasing March 2022. We bring it up only because to this day, Grand Theft Auto 5 is still a sales charts juggernaut, and the fact that this fall is kind of quiet on the release schedule, we thought this one was going to slide in quite nicely, but now it's a bit further off. And yes, while we're not interested in buying it on another platform, the reality is a bunch of people are going to buy it. But those are all the things from the Sony showcase that we thought were worth highlighting, some things that were worth your time, things that excited us. But we want to hear from you guys in the comments. What do you think? What was your favorite reveal? What thing took you by surprise the most? And of the things we already knew of, what's impressing you the most? Let us know anything you want down in the comments. If you had a good time and maybe you learned a thing or two, maybe we caught you up, clicking the like button is all you got to do. It really helps us out. We would really appreciate that. And if you're new, consider subscribing and maybe hitting that notification bell, because we put out videos every single day. But hey, as always, thanks for watching. We'll see you guys next time.